And ask how you can save with Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit us today.
Trouble at the border and a march on Washington. Tonight, why migrant families are facing judges with no legal help and plans for a protest in D.C. WUSA 9 got insider access as a local county trains its police officers for encounters with people living with mental illness. This young woman's parents say she was the victim of a hate crime and police treated her like a suspect. It's a story you'll see only on the news at 11.
Get ready for yet another round of storms and another yellow weather alert. I'll time them out for you hour by hour in D.C.'s most accurate forecast.
But first, breaking news, election results just coming into the newsroom. The news at 11 starts now. That election, D.C.'s primary. Good evening, I'm Leslie Foster. Voters in the district cast ballots for delegate, mayor, and some city council races. Deborah Alfaron's been keeping an eye on all the numbers tonight. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, Leslie. Before we get to the big question of the night, let's run through some of the results. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton cruised to another nomination to represent D.C. in Congress. Now, in the race for mayor, Muriel Bowser won her fight against two challengers for the Democratic nomination. It is likely she'll be reelected to lead the city in November. And in the race for chair of the D.C. Council, incumbent Phil Mendelson won his primary race and likely his third term in office. Now to a race, though, that a lot of you have been watching tonight, and it's Initiative 77. That's the measure that would require restaurants to pay tipped employees full minimum wage. That measure passed tonight. Businesses who have employees that count on tips will have to pay them $15 an hour by 2025. So the people who supported Initiative 77, they say that paying tipped workers higher wages, it was just really the right thing to do. Now, it doesn't include just bartenders and waitstaff, though. It also includes people who, let's say, wash your hair or move your car, park your car, and many are people of color and recent immigrants. Now, for many, the current minimum wage, $3.33 an hour, even with tips, it's just not enough to live on, they say, Leslie.
Now, this is a whole debate about one fair wage. You've done some great reporting on Initiative 77 over the past few weeks, and I guess what the other side of this argument, but everybody was sort of mobilized. Why were people fighting for this measure to fail?
Well, a lot of people wanted it to fail. That would be restaurant owners, the people that work in restaurants, whether you be a bartender or maybe you're a waiter. And basically what you want is that, they would say they were already making more than the current minimum wage with all of their tips. And they say restaurants and bars, well, they're going to now have to maybe charge more for food and drink to be able to pay that higher hourly wage. They also say restaurants, they're probably going to have to lay off people and customers will tip less, so they'll make less. But that remains to be seen. That's what they say. Now, the next step is the D.C. Council, and our partners at the Washington Post report they can void an initiative if 10 council members vote to make that happen, Leslie. So
right, we're going to see what happens here. But this was a big thing, not just here, but across the country.
7 states have it.
All right, Deb, thanks. Well, you can find Deb's reporting on Initiative 77 as well as full results from D.C.'s primary elections on our website and the WUSA 9 app. So one yellow weather alert day comes to an end and another is about to begin. I've got the chief here with a first look at tomorrow's forecast. Hey, Top.
Yeah, we're going to do it all over again. First, we'll kind of break down the morning for you, and really not bad. Temperatures low 70s, upper 70s by the time we get to about 9 o'clock. A little bit of fog possible early in the morning. And then just sort of mild to muggy, kind of in between the two. But then we end up with another round of showers and thunderstorms. And let's talk about our threats for Wednesday. So the threats are going to be essentially thunderstorms are a moderate to high risk or threat. And then heavy rain and flooding, they kind of go hand in hand. So those are moderate risk. Wind damage. We're not as concerned right now with wind damage. It's possible. We had one report of wind damage today in Loudoun County. A tree got blown over. Other than that, we had no storm reports from today's storms. But in terms of the time frame, well, we'll come back. We'll take you through the morning right now. 6 o'clock, no problem. 60s and 70s. And then by 9 o'clock, still dry, but showers beginning to build out to the west. We'll time those out for you for your evening commute coming up.
All right, let's get to some in-depth reporting for the News at 11 team on the story that so many of you are talking about online and at home. Families separated at the